Good evening, TNT. Sorry, this is the second attempt at this. The other one, I was having some difficulty. I hope you're hearing me. And while I don't expect a large audience live because it's Saturday evening and it's after, I think it's minutes to 9, I promised to do this video today and I've been very, very busy. But I've been dealing with something today and I cannot believe what I had to deal with today. Someone called me yesterday. But before I get into that, I want to read something to you. It's called Fairplay. And the definition of fair play is respect for the rules or equal treatment of all concerned. Respect for the rules and equal treatment of all concerned. That's the definition, Oxford Dictionary definition of fair play. Someone called me yesterday. She was in a panic because apparently 3 bandits were in her yard. In broad daylight, it was the afternoon, and there were 3 bandits in her yard. She don't know how they got into her yard, but they opened her gate and they were fiddling with her car. And she had no choice. She thought she confronted these bandits only to find out that they were working for Republic Bank. But they weren't dressed like agents of a bank, and they weren't carrying themselves as agents of a bank. And when they realized that somebody was home, she said they were extremely rude. Now, I wasn't there. I don't know any of this, but I'm taking her word for it. And apparently, she found out that they were bailiffs for the bank. And she gave me a little backstory. She has a car, and I got to see the car today. It's kept in excellent condition. And she's about almost halfway into paying off for this car, kept in excellent condition. And she found herself 2 months in arrears. Difficult times, Trinidad is going through some difficult times, things happen. She found herself she just got into the 2nd month of arrears. And she's sorting herself out to go and bring it because it's a car. When these people appear to take the car, and she didn't understand because the bank didn't contact her. There was no attempt to say, you might be running late, let's talk about it. No customer service at all. Put that aside. Let's assume that Trinidadians are not entitled to any customer service, any respect from Republic Bank. Let's put that aside for a second. She organized to get all of the money to bring the 2 months up to date and went to the bank today. And the bank today refused to accept the 2 months payment and told her that the only option that she has now is to pay off the entire balance, which was about $112,000. The entire balance, no options, no discussions. She had literally, that was her only choice, pay off the entire balance or lose the car. And she had 5 days. They gave her 5 days to find $112,000 to pay off for the car. 2 of those days included Saturday and Sunday. So she literally had 3 days plus today. And so she was in a panic and she called me. And I went down to the bank and I tried to talk to the person, Mr. Duku, in charge of their collection agency. I said, Mr. Duku, but this is crazy. She said you all did not contact her. Nobody spoke to her from the bank. Why did you all repossess her car? And what is worse, she's here to bring her loan payment up to date. Why are you refusing to accept the money? Why have you all recalled the loan? There is nothing justifying that. And Mr. Duku was very short. He had no time to speak to me. You had no concern. And I told him, I said, well, Mr. Duku, I will make sure that Trinidad knows your name. And I hope everyone watching this video shares this video because I am going to ask Trinidad to teach Republic Bank a lesson. Because let me tell you, that young lady had to go to everybody and everywhere and do everything that she could to find money to pay off her bank loan, to save her car. Now, what if she couldn't? All the money that she had spent on the car to date, she would have lost it. And then knowing these Trinidad businessmen, because we have a chamber of commerce and we have chambers of commerce that seem to be set up just to rape the citizenry, and I'm going to get into that more, and I hope they send me some kind of correspondence because I want to talk to them. How could banks in this country get away with treating our people like this and still have a license to do business? Where is the Ministry of Finance? Where is the central bank governor? Where is the financial ombudsman? Do we have anybody in this country seeking the interests of our people? Republic Bank has to understand that they are operating in an environment of a depressed economy. If somebody runs 2 months into arrears, you are supposed to work with that person and bring them back up, not recall the entire loan because you want to sell the car for cheap to a friend of yours, because I sure that's what was going to go on. And it was going to, for the $112,000 that was owing, you might have come back to this person and say, well, we only get $60,000 for it on auction, so you're owing us $62,000 still. And then they'll go in the court and get a judgment against people. This is what banks doing in this country, and it is reprehensible in the extreme. And nobody in government or in any public office is talking to these banks or bringing them to book. And I think that the Trinidadian people now have to involve themselves and get involved here. And I think we need to send a message to a bank. And I think Republic Bank needs to get this message first, because Republic Bank is owned by the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Because if it wasn't for taxpayers' dollars, Mr. Duku, his boss, Wilmer Williams, who's his manager, they would all be out of jobs. Trinidad taxpayer dollars was picked up $25 billion to rescue the bandit hatchet job Clico. Remember that? Colonial Life? That CL Financial, that's still owing Trinidad $20 billion plus 8 years of interest, and next $20 billion. That's how Republic Bank is still alive. Because if it wasn't for taxpayer dollars, Republic Bank would be dead, stone dead. But forget that for a minute. Fair play, respect for the rules, or equal treatment for all concerned. Republic Bank needs to understand that you have a responsibility to your customers. The license that you have to trade demands that you have a responsibility to your customers to treat them with a certain amount of respect. And what that was today, that was not respect. You do not treat customers like that. I am calling now tonight on Trinidadians, please. It is time we start to demonstrate that the tail does not wag the dog. I can't tell you where to bank, but I could ask you to let Republic Bank feel the pain. Do not take any loans from Republic Bank, because Republic Bank has a reprehensible loan policy. Republic Bank will send bandit-looking collectors in your yard, break into your yard to take your car. They told this girl, after she went and found the $112,000 to pay off the loan, well, it's not so simple. You also have to find $2,300 to pay the bailiff, and then you have to go and find money to pay the people who they're storing the car by for the last 24 hours. You have to pay them too. Now tell me if any of that you just heard, you consider to be fair play or good business. This is a country where the banks are literally getting away with murder because they have a closed environment. If I were Prime Minister tomorrow, they'd have 20 banks competing with them tomorrow. Everybody now would have to fight to survive. No more interlocking directorships, no more collusions for rates. It's time to get banks to start offering service to the people again and respecting the people. And if the government does not want to step in and assist, then the people have to step up and step up properly. Do not take any loans from Republic Bank. Republic Bank's policies, Republic Bank needs to change their policies, and they need to do that publicly. And until they do that, I want you to understand that if you take a loan from Republic Bank and you are halfway into your loan, you run the risk, if for some reason, if you get sick, if you break your leg, if the company you're working for closed down, if you lose your job, if a family member gets sick and you have to take all of your money and help that person, and you just can't pay your car loan for a month or 2 months, Republic Bank is going to take your car and recall the entire loan, knowing fully well that the average person, unless you're a political party financer or a drug pusher, not going to be able to access that kind of money. So please, Trinidad, I want you, all of you listening to this, to do me 2 favors. I want you to share this as far and as wide as you could, and I want you to ask everybody else, please, let us give Republic Bank a pass. If you need to get a bank loan, go in your credit union. Join a credit union. When you join a credit union, you're a shareholder in the credit union, and your loans there you're paying yourself and you're paying an organization that you're a part of. What's going on in the banks now is ridiculous. And I still cannot believe what I heard on the phone today from Mr. Duku and on behalf of Ms. Wilma Williams and Republic Bank. And I think that that is probably the last that I needed to hear for me to realize this country, the people, is every man for themselves. Be careful out there.